credibility as a speaker, Arunagiri, it also calling out the importance of having a show reel for each and every professional speaker here. We are just waiting to hear more insights about the speaker's sales blueprint. Participants, please join in welcoming to give this virtual stage to Dr. Arunagiri Mudaliar. Over to you, Dr. Arunagiri.
Friends, how many of you agree with me that for any business to not only survive but to thrive, it requires growth, profitability, and cash flow? Friends, if you agree with me, can I request you to type yes on the chat box, please? If you can please type the yes on chat box or just raise your hands. Thank you, Shruti. Thank you, Bijan. Thank you, Kruzina. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Kalpana. Thank you, Vaishali. Thank you, Mihir. Thank you very much. But how many of you also agree with me to achieve growth, profitability, and cash flow? The main business function which enables you to achieve all the three things which are mandatory for any business is the sales function. Again, if you agree with me, please type on the chat box, agree. Thank you. Thank you, Kuzina. Thank you, Kalpana. Thank you, Vaishali. Thank you, Mihir. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Neelam. Thank you, Arun. Thank you very much. Thank you for that enthusiastic response. Friends, I would like to again welcome each one of you for this, I would say, a learning session for all of us, including me, on this important topic of how to create a sales blueprint for speakers and to ensure that we all have a successful speaking and training business. And at the onset, I would like to thank the PSCI Chennai chapter, especially Suresh, my friend, and Arun, for giving me this opportunity to share on a subject which is close to my heart and which has been a subject which I've been studying for almost more than 3 to 4 decades. So a big thank you to Suresh and Arun and the entire PSCI chapter for giving me this. And I want to acknowledge you this, that takes a lot of effort, because I remember Suresh calling me almost 3 weeks back to ensure that I have this date available. And Arun then subsequently following up with me 3-4 times. So can we give a round of applause to these genuine members for taking that time out and very unselfishly or contributing to all the PSCI members across India. Thank you very much. But next, I want to acknowledge each one of you who is present in this particular webinar organized by the PSCI. It is not because I am speaking. It's not because sales is a subject. This indicates one thing for me, that each one of you who is a speaker trainer is on the right path of achieving higher success rate. Because as a trainer and teacher and a speaker for the last almost 3 decades, I, for one, understand, and I always keep on reminding myself that if I have to be a good speaker, if I have to be a good trainer, I have to be first a good student. I have to be always willing to learn. So each one of you who is present here, you're among the top 10% of the world's population, because according to research, less than 10% of human beings really take out time, effort, and money to invest on themselves. So it is my privilege. It's something of a great honor for me that I'm addressing this top 10% of the world's population, this true learners, true teachers. So can I request as your buddy for 2 requests, okay? First and foremost, I want all of you to raise your hands up, please. Raise your hands up, turn it around and give yourself a pat and say, I am truly proud of myself. I am proud of myself. And I would proud of myself to continue to be a student or a learner. Okay. Next one is I want you to do one more thing. I want you to give you a self-hug. Give a self-hug and take a deep breath and say, I love myself. And I'm truly proud of myself. Say that. Really mean it. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Neelam. Thank you, Suresh. Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Yabijan, my friend, for doing this. Friend, this is very critical, because as trainers and teachers, we need to constantly appreciate and acknowledge ourselves, because your success in any area of your life depends upon how much you accept yourself, how much you appreciate yourself, how much you validate yourself at every good things that you do. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, please raise your hands. This is very critical for us. Friends, now let me quickly jump into what are we going to learn, or what is that I'm going to share and want all of us to learn in the coming 50-55 minutes that we have got left. First and foremost, friends, as I've shared in many of our earlier PSCI forum across India, mainly in my Mumbai chapter, is for each of us to have the right perception, right understanding about what are we here for as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach, as a mentor. This clarity is very important. Friends, I want all of us to realize this, that we are not here in speaking for a passion or even for a purpose. We are here as PSCI members, as speakers, as mentors, because we are running a speaking business. We are running a mentoring business. We are running a training business. So it is no longer acceptable. If you think this, that I am here just to make a difference to the world and I'm not bothered about how much of income, how much of revenue, how much of profit that is coming into my business. Because as your colleague with almost 2.5, 3 years, 3 decades of experience will say that we are cutting our own legs. Okay. We all have to remember, first and foremost, that we are in speaking business. We are in training business. We are in coaching business. And we are very, very particular about what income, what revenue, what profit I'm generating every month. If I'm not doing it, if I'm not measuring it, if I'm trying to push it under the carpet because it is not good, if I'm pushing under the carpet because it is not something which validates you, we are not doing justice to our passion or purpose. How many of you agree with me? How many of you can resonate with me? Okay, friends, it is because of this reason and this myth and this wrong perception that you will be shocked. But I want all of us, you are my buddies, and I want each of us to really succeed, because this world requires more teachers. This world requires more trainers. This world requires more of people like you and me. Because all these challenges in this world today that we are all seeing in the social media, in the news, is mainly because there is a lack of true education, which is what each one of us sitting here, each one of us attending here are totally devoted to, totally committed to. How many of you agree with me? We are all here for making this world a better place through proper education, through proper distinction, through proper concept, and thereby this world requires each one of us. And for us to maintain our passion and purpose, we need to ensure that we are able to continue this particular profession with business as a context. So friends, this is the first thing which I wanted to all of us to realize, because the shocking fact is this: out of the 100 people who are in our business of speaking, coaching, training, 72 to 73% are already dwindling and having a lot of challenges in terms of generating any resources. The next 24% are just able to survive, just keeping their head above the water. And it's only the top 1 to 2% who are today across the world who are making all the mullah, all the money. In fact, I for one believe that each one of us deserve to be in the top 2 to 5% who are earning that revenue. Once, if you are very clear about why you are here and what needs to be done. And friends, this particular learning session, I hope through my own sharing of my own life, my own different businesses, including training, may be able to throw some light in order for us to start channelizing our resources towards that. Friends, that's the first important thing which I wanted to share to this learned crowd, my buddies here. The second important thing, friends, I want to share with you is why sales. Suresh and Arun said this, and when I was having a conversation with them, and even in our PSS 2025, when we had a lot of sessions, this one point was emphasized by everybody. But there are 7 business functions, starting with marketing, sales, operation, R&D, finance, HR, and management. All the functions are important. I'm not trying to undervalue any of them. But I want each of you to remember, and I want each of you to comment on the chat box, which is that function which brings in income, which is that function of the business, not only for speaking for anybody, which is that one which gets you revenue and profit. Right. Yeah. Kalpana, right. Thank you. Yavajan, right. Absolutely. It is sales which gets you income. Marketing gives you leads. Sales converts that leads into revenue. Operation is to fulfill the promises of sales. R&D is to do and think about new product and services. HR is to keep the people, the team happy. Finance is to keep the numbers. Okay, management is to optimally use the resources available in the market. But the one which really gives you revenue is sales. No sales, no income, no business. But this is the reason why today, if you go to any of these Tony Robbins or Dare Singer or T.R. Waker, or you go to all the giant Robert Kiyosaki, all of them have been my teachers. I have the good fortune of learning from them and being associated with them. Each of them, if you go and attend their training programs, they're all highly sales focused. They are customer focused. They are revenue focused. That's how they're able to really thrive and make a difference in the world through their sharing. Friends, one more thing I want to share with you, and this is the reason why I was appreciating Suresh and I was appreciating Arun. According to my survey, more than 95% of entrepreneurs, especially the small, mini, micro, small entrepreneurs, have never undergone a sales training program. And friends, you will be, again, you all know it, but you all will be quite surprised that out of the 10 enterprises which start, 8 of them close down in the first 3 to 4 years. And you know the reason why? The reason is again simple. The one which I started this particular training session with, learning session with, because most of these organizations, most of the small, mini, micro organizations do not have cash flow, do not have profits, do not have any growth. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, just raise your hands. You have seen yourself or you have seen your clients. Again, as I said, mainly because they are not able to have profitable sales. Friends, in my sales training program, we always insist not on any sale. It has to be profitable sale. Because if you don't make profit is not a dirty word. Every organization thrives only when you have profit. Today, if you have to be a member of PSI, you have to invest money. If you want to go for a PSS or any of the summits, you have to pay money. If you want to go for any training programs at a higher level, you have to pay money. And it's all hard dollars. So where will you be able to spend that money if you don't have profit in the cash flow? One more important thing, friends, which I wanted to share with all of you is 95% of entrepreneurs have never undergone a scientifically curated sales training program. They may be good in production, they may be good in R&D, but then they have not actually gone into the depth of understanding sales, because they've, by a fallacy and myth, we think that sales is just okay. Anybody who can talk is a salesperson. One who is an extrovert is a salesperson. One who is able to, just babble something about it is a salesperson. No, sales is a science. Sales is an absolute science. And we need to understand as to how exactly you are able to convince, influence, persuade, present your product and services in such a manner that you are able to relieve your prospective clients of their pain, of their need, desire, problem, and thereby generate profit for yourself. So, friends, this is exactly why, it is today many people understand it, but it's very, very important for us to understand the science and the heart of selling. Selling is not, it's not about only talking. It's not presentation. Selling is a conversation. Selling, again, comes down to this aspect of how are you able to take care of the emotional need and then the logical reason. People feel that just because I am very good in product technology and I just talk to my customer about technical aspects and I'll be able to get the sale. No. But remember, sales first happens emotionally. Your customer buys any product emotionally first, and then he justifies it logically. So it's about an interplay between emotional reasons to buy and a logical reasons to buy. And out of these two, emotional reason is more important. It is not the technicality of the product. It is not about all the detailed information about the product which sells to a customer. They are important. I don't say they are unimportant, but what is more important is how are you able to connect with your prospective clients. In fact, friends, I want to ask all of you, learned my friends, in the parlance of sale, because all of us are involved in sale. And one more big myth is they feel that sales is to be done only by certain people. Okay, I want all of you to give I want to give a definition of sales, and then I want all of you to respond on the chat box about the all-pervasive nature of selling. But according to Mr. Johnson, one of the experts of the sales field, he says that any human being who's selling a product, who's selling a service, or who's selling an idea is a salesperson. And again, repeat, any human being who sells a product, services, or an idea is a salesperson. But under this umbrella, purview, I want the learned members to answer me. How many of us in this universe are salespeople? How many of us are salespeople? How many? Absolutely. Mohammed, absolutely. Praveen, do it. Every single one of us, irrespective of whatever role you may be playing. Today, we are all speakers, trainers, but even every role that you play, everyone, absolutely right, Preeti. Thank you, Pinky. Thank you very much. Absolutely right. Every one of us are involved in the process of salesmanship, or we call it as or whether persuasion, influencing, whether you are a father, whether you are a brother, whether you are a sister, or whether you may be playing any role. Ultimately, you are involved in selling your thoughts, selling your ideas, selling your opinion to others. Of course, you can also get sold also, nothing wrong in that, but you are trying to persuade. That is the purview of selling. And that's the reason why it's very, very important for each one of us to understand the nuances of selling so that we can appreciate it better. Okay. So having said this, I want all of you to also get present to that selling also is, as I said, about your self-concept. We are talking about our self-belief. We're talking about us, because I want everybody to get present to who is the first person who has to be sold about your product, services, or even ideas. Who is the first person? And which is the most difficult sale to make? Absolutely right. Abhijan, you're spot on that. Mohammed, spot on. You're right. The first person who has to be sold is, yes, Neelam, you're right. Preeti, you're right. Sandeep, you're right. Absolutely right. The first person who has to be sold is you yourself. Are you convinced about your product? Are you convinced about your services? Like each one of us are mastering in some of the different arena of well-being, or of subjects that each one of us are passionate about. But first and foremost thing is, you need to be convinced that, boss, what I am talking about is something which I not only talk, I practice in my life, because that is very, very critical. So even as speakers, trainers, friends, I am just coming back from Chakan, interior of Maharashtra, where I had just at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon today, I had a meeting with Mercedes-Benz at their Chakan factory. Okay. And as I'd already given a date here, so I'm sitting here with my very close friend Amol's house and delivering this talk. I am in Pune right now, even though I'm based out of Bombay. So from Chakan, which is in Cade, about 1.5 hours, I came down here and I'm delivering it. I was just with Mercedes Benz All India trainers. The first thing, what they were trying to analyze about me as they want to recruit me as a sales trainer for their All India field force. They were only asking me this: was how many years have you done sales? Okay, how good are you in your subject? Okay, what has been your success rate? How much profits are you making? Now, all those things, because ultimately that's what your customer is looking for. Are you passionate? Are you consummate? Are you really good about what you're doing? And that's why, friends, I want to just share with all of you one important growth pyramid chart. Okay, because time is short, we have very, very limited time, but I want to share with you that particular chart, and I want all of you to look at that growth pyramid chart and use it in two ways. First and foremost thing is, how good are you in the various ladders? Second one, some of you are already doing well. Check out using that as a framework as to which area are you doing well and which area you need to further improve. So I'm going to share with you a growth pyramid chart, which will enable us to start looking at which area to focus on, so that you can start building your speaking business, your mentoring business into the growth pyramid. How many of you would be interested? If you are interested, raise your hands and type interested in the chat box, please. Please type interested in the chat box so that I can get for you that particular. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Pinky. Thank you very much. Thank you for your. Yeah, fine. Suresh and Arun, you visible?
Yes, it's coming up.
Coming up. Okay, awesome. Okay, now, this is a pyramid chart. The first and foremost thing, friends, for you to really have a growth, accelerated growth, or to make your business thrive, is the aspect, the lowest of which is called mastery. Whichever subject that you are positioning yourself as, you need to be a master in that. In fact, are you continuously learning about that subject? That's why I was appreciating each one of you. Okay, each one of you I was appreciating mainly because you have that passion to learn. You have to be a student, and there is no finish line. All of us are work in progress. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, raise your hands and say yes. And that is the only way in which you can achieve mastery. Mastery is not perfection. Mastery is the pursuit of excellence. So that's the first important thing. Are you a master of your line of which you are positioning yourself? Okay. Next one. Do you have a niche? You can't be a jack of all trades. You need to identify yourself into that niche market. And to identify that niche, you have to find out whether that niche has got the scope to grow, the scope to be getting more clients easily. Does it enable you to have that niche so that you can stand out? When that name comes, does your prospective customers remember you? Or are you a known name in that particular arena of specialty? Like, frankly speaking, I have a lot of liking for well-being. I'm also good at leadership. I'm also good at talking about how to develop organizational structures. But I had to choose one. And that's the reason why, along with Kiruba, which was my digital marketing support, we thought of profitable sales is going to be our niche. And I'm proud to say today that in India, if you Google who's the best sales trainer in India, you will find our name in the top 3. Okay. For this, I want to appreciate Kiruba for his support in making us that. Okay. So find out your niche and ensure that you are associated with a niche which has got a lot of prospect to grow, lot of prospect for you to generate profit, and for you to also be remembered. Okay, so you need to identify the niche. Next one, friend, is to leverage. Leverage is out of all the 5M resources that you have got: man, material, machinery, methodology, management, and money. How much are you leveraging? Leveraging can be also in terms of your contacts, your network. Okay, we need to ensure that in this competitive world, how well are you able to leverage? Even time is a leveraging element. All these are the different inputs. So ensure that you are able to focus on those 20% vital few in order to not get distracted towards the trivial many. Okay, use your leverage to achieve your prominence. Next one is, do you have a team? Okay, I know many of us are just starting off, but do you have an external team? Okay, are you able to collaborate? Are you able to have joint ventures? Why not? So look at ways and means by which you can create an internal or an external team. And the stronger your team, the better is the chances of your success. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, raise your hands and say yes, or type yes in the chat box. And you need to build a team. Team doesn't happen on its own. Team happens by you becoming a good team member and you nurturing and cultivating a team. And the full form of team is together, everyone achieves miracles. So friends, check out, are you having a team which is really going to take you up? Next one is systems. Now remember, systems work, individuals don't. Okay. You need to ensure that you have a predetermined way of doing things. And I'll be giving you one more format for you, that's which we call a sales funnel, in order to generate profit, growth, and cash flow. Do you have systems in place? Are you adhering to the system? You may have a system, but if you're not adhering to it, it doesn't work. Okay, so everything has to be system-based. Okay, how do you capture leads? How do you go about generating leads? How do you capture leads? How do you follow up the leads? How do you convert the leads into revenue? And how do you ensure that those promised clients are delivered more than what they expect you to do? And then do you have a follow-up to get repeat sale and testimonials and referrals? So all of them work on systems. So ensure that you have systems for every step of your business, including, I would say, a system of delivering your speech, delivering your training. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, raise your hands and say, yes, systems are important. Systems work, individuals don't. If you depend upon individuals, I promise you, you are on a very, very, very slippery ground. If that individual leaves off, your entire business collapses. Next one, my friend, is synergy. Friends, 1 + 1 is not 2. 1 + 1 is 11. And we need to ensure that you are able to collaborate. You have to be able to use the ecosystem where you can synergize in order for you to take it to the next level. Okay, constantly today, nothing wrong. Like we all are professional speakers, trainers, and never have any inhibition of sharing your contacts in case if it is not your competency. Yeah, I think recently, just about 3 months back, myself, Brigadier Sushil Basin, and Kiruba, we did a training program for a company in Chennai together. Myself and Kiruba, we went to Dubai for a training program. Many times we have training programs in Bombay where we have many of our colleagues coming together and synergizing. Because today you can't be a loner. You have to be a synergizer and thereby ensure that you're able to collaborate, have joint venture, and thereby succeed. That's what, friends, gives you results. And ensure that whatever activity you're doing, it is result-oriented. It is not just activity. Keep on having an accountability factor. If you are investing money, check it out. Is it yielding you the results? If it is not, check it out. Fine tune it. Check out. If it is not working, substitute it. But results is what work. Okay. And results has to be in terms of numbers. It can't be just results of an intangible or a very, very vague way. Specific is terrific, my friend. Okay. And then, friend, last but not the least, we have got two sides. One is cash flow. Cash is king. For you to spend any money, you require cash in the bank. Friends, here again, it's very important. Many of us in our speaking business, I've seen, people give the speech, give the training, and they wait for 6 months to get the payment. No, that is not done. Money in your bank is your money. Money, paper bill, paper invoice is not your money, my friend, because your creditors are not going to take that paper. You ensure. In fact, I've seen some of the top trainers, Shiv Kherhas and Santosh Nair of the world. They don't board a plane unless the money comes into their account. Once the money comes in, you go, or the Success Gyan or any of the top trainers, Blair Singer, unless the money gets deposited into their bank, they don't board the plane to the destination. That's why they are able to spend on their promotion. So remember, cash is king. Whenever you deliver any of your assignments, ensure that your money comes to you immediately or before. And next one, my friend, is love. Love is a very important thing. In the growth pyramid, it's very important that you love your commitments. If you have seen in my picture, we always say 10x. My endeavors has been that whenever any customer comes to you, give him 10x of value. Always try to give more than what he expects. And that's what is going to make him feel delighted. That's what is going to bring in him giving you that reference, the testimonials. Okay. Love is nothing but CRRK. I would like everybody to write it down. Love is caring, respecting, responsible, and knowledgeable. So friends, if you use the CRRK for any area of your life, I promise you, you will excel. You will be a master. Like for example, if I love myself, I'll take care of myself. I'll respect myself. I'll take responsibility for myself, and I'm knowledgeable about myself. I'll be careful about exercise. I'll be careful about what I eat. I'll be careful about when I sleep. I'll be careful about every habit of myself. But if I care for my work, I will be caring for my work by ensuring that I keep myself abreast. I am knowledgeable. I am responsible. I respect my work. And I am continuously taking total responsibility. But any area of your life, you put CRRK and you diligently work on that, I promise you, it can not but touch you excellence. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me that CRRK is the magical word, try to put it into practice, my friends. Okay. So this is what is a very, very important thing, which I wanted all of us to get present to, that growth pyramid. Many of us here, I know you're all very diligent, hardworking people. Use this particular pyramid to check how is your business going, speaking business, training business, coaching business. Okay. Which area you are strong, which area you have some gaps, fill it up, and thereby ensure that you're able to do the self-audit and self-correction. How many of you are learning something new? How many of you are finding it interesting? If you're finding it interesting and new and useful, you can just type useful in the chat box. Okay. And my request to you is please use these formats, because these are all world-class, globally recognized, globally used, globally endorsed, and proven practices. Okay. Well, from this, I wanted to go down to the next one. Is what is called as the 5 stages to find and expand your key profitable drivers. This is called as a sales funnel. Okay, and I'm sure many of you are using it, and many of you must be having quite a bit of success in each of the channel. But this is a beautiful and a powerful structure which enables you to consciously practice every step, because this works on the principle of GIGO. If you put garbage in, garbage out. But if you put really powerful things from the top, it will work. So let us go through each one of them, because right now the time is 8:12. I've got another about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I want to give the last 5 to 7 minutes for some question answers. But let's quickly go through this for us to understand. First stage, to find and expand your key profit drivers or sales, profitable sales, is to increase your leads, drive more traffic, get more leads. But remember, leads is a responsibility of marketing. So how do you get it? You need to have your website, you need to blog, you need to have communities, okay, which will enable you to send your message across to your prospective customers and catch their attention. That means basically what you're doing in marketing, you're sending a message, identifying the pain points of your prospective customers and telling them about that pain and telling them how you, as an expert in that area, will be able to give that alleviation to the pain. So that's what you do in all these various increasing your lead thing. Advertising, PPC, SEO, SEM, direct mail, media, PR, referrals, outbound calls. These are the various ways by which you are able to generate leads or inquiries from your customers, from your prospective people. Joint venture, affiliates, social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. So these are the trade shows, exhibitions. But these are the bandwidth of avenues which will enable you to get your leads. But of course, you have to be very careful as to how you position. You can't do it randomly. You should know who's your target customer and what is your target customer's profile. Where do they visit? Where do you find them in clusters? And you have to send all your marketing messages through this particular channel for you to generate that leads. That's the first step, my friends. Second one, increase the effectiveness of your sale. Once you get a lead, then it becomes important for you to convert that lead into sales or revenue. How do you do it? Secret to growth is to create a more effective and a meaningful conversation and engagement with the qualified prospect. Well, lead does not mean revenue. Lead means somebody is interested in what you are offering. So, but it will convert into sale provided you are able to interact with that person and with a meaningful conversation and engagement. And this is what happens in a sales process, usually a 2 to 4 step. So you have to ensure that those leads are contacted, captured, and you have a meaningful conversation. Okay, that's very important. And the 4-step process is number of contacts made, number of meaningful conversation, number of appointments booked, and number of appointments held and presentation given. And last but not the least is how many of them are converted from leads to sale. Okay, that's why that's a very, very important process. And remember, in business, there is no tomorrow. When you get a lead, it's very important for you to immediately approach them, meet them, have a conversation, have an appointment, either a physical or through a Zoom, and you're able to take it forward and get a commitment in terms of a contract, in terms of some advance, in terms of some schedule. And that's what the second process is involved in. Okay. Increase the sales conversion, very, very important. Okay. Number of clients closed, keep a watch of that. Initial close rate, follow-up close rate, asking for referrals. Okay, friends, it's very important to keep numbers because numbers don't lie. What we have seen in many of the sales training program, which we do for All India Sales Force, Field Force, whenever you ask the sales people, "Kaisa chal raha hai?" "Bahut badhiya, bahut acha, bahut hi badhiya." You ask any of the sales people, "Arey, hum to tufan, hum to market mein chha gaye." And when you see the actual numbers, you'll see that they have grown by 2%, 3%, whereas the market has grown by almost about 50%, 100%. So I remember Narayana Murthy sir saying, whenever he used to go for any meetings, he says, "Don't give me impressions, give me numbers." Remember, You have to always go by numbers. Even keep your own number. Maybe, you had 10 leads, but you had no sale. So check out, where did you go wrong? Where were you falling short of? And that's going to be very, very important. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, type agree on the chat box. Okay, this is an area where some gap is there. In this funnel, even if one place there's a leak, you will lose out. And that's the reason why it doesn't fructify. And thereby it doesn't generate revenue, income, and profitability. Fourth is increase the transaction value, get more money. Once you get a customer, remember, he should be a customer for life. There is a concept called as customer wallet share. Sometimes, I was just talking to the All India sales in charge of Mercedes-Benz today afternoon. I says, friends, 78% of salespeople do not call on their customer after the first sale. I'll repeat again. And I want each of you to reflect back as to what is your state, what is your business, what is your team's percentage. I repeat again, 78% of salespeople, which includes all of us, do not call back on their customers after the first sale. And how many of you agree with me that the first sale is normally a small sale? It's a testing sale, sample sale. Your real profit comes from the repeat sale, because for the first sale, you have spent a lot of time, effort, money in following it up. It takes 5 to 7, 8 calls. And you get a small minuscule and you are satisfied. Then you can again go running for the next leads or next new clients, which is the biggest mistake done by most entrepreneurs, not only we speakers, but most of the entrepreneurs. Friends, ensure that you are able to add product and services, bundle your services. Like if you are an author, sell the books. If you have got a one-to-one coaching, sell that. And you have to keep on adding more value, raise price, reduce discounts, upsell, downsell. Friends, all these are the ways by which you are able to ensure that you are able to increase your revenue, income, and profitability. Reduce discounts, upsell, ask for referrals. Friends, remember, one referral is equal to 15 cold calls. It is said that if a person knows how to understand the science of asking referral and following up on referral, after the first month in any business, he doesn't have to make a cold call. So let me tell you one thing as your sales mentor friend. Cold call is a painful thing. Cold call is very emotionally very hurting. Cold call is something where you get disrespected. That's the reason why it's always good to go for a call with a referral, or when the customer calls you. How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? Going for a cold call is very painful. They make you wait for 2 to 3 hours. And when you go there, he just gives you 2 minutes because you've gone without any connection. So this is very important for you in this fourth step to continuously keep on seeing how you can get a higher wallet share. Once your customer is your customer forever, and I would want all of you to repeat this. Remember, your old customers are your gold mine. I really want all of you to write it down. Old customer are your gold mine. Don't let them go. Check it out. How many of them are still there? How many of you have lost? How many of you have lost because of your own negligence? Remember, I have a patented way of looking at old customers. Give them a traffic light signal. If a customer is giving you one business at least once a month, he may be in the green. If he has stopped giving you business for 2-3 months, it comes in 2 months, it comes in yellow. And if he has not given you for more than 3 months, that means he has given the red traffic signal. He's lost. So you have to ensure that you keep on grading them and keeping on having a meaningful conversation and engagement with them. Okay. Now the next one is add more value, follow up and give up more and get more. Friends, fortune lies in follow up. The more follow up you do, in fact, there is a there is a thing which we say, there are 5 steps post your call, because there are 3 stages of selling: pre, during, post. During the pre-selling, you have a PDBA. That is called as a predetermined behavioral action. Then during the call, you do greeting, warm-up, qualification, presentation with those 8 selling skills: focus on need, self-benefit, probing, active listening, third-party support, maintain self-esteem, reinforce desired response, and close by asking for PDBA. These are various steps, scientific steps. Post your call, there's 5 steps. And all the 5 steps is this. Anybody who knows what is the 5 steps of post-call science in selling? Anybody? Yeah. It is nothing but follow-up, 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 follow-up. That's all. There is no limitation to the number of follow-ups you do, because you have to follow up for referrals. You have to follow up for any of the promises which he has made earlier. Okay. Create follow-up with more offers to add value to your clients. And when you increase the frequency of purchase, and if you keep on increase products and services sold, so keep on building up your sales revenue from that bucket, and thereby increasing your revenue, income, and profitability pipeline. And keep on ensuring that you are able to increase your client retention. Not that every time you make a call, the customer will give you sale. And remember, this is one of the important myths. People expect that every call will give you sale. No. Law of average says only out of 10 calls, 3 will be positive and 1 will be a sale. It can be the first 3 or the last 3. But you have to have perseverance. You have to have persistence. You have to have determination. You have to have that grit to not take a no. No means next opportunity. Remember, my friends, some will, some won't. So what next? That has to be the thing of every salesperson. And friends, let me tell you, each one of us have to be the sales commando of our team. Okay. Once if you ensure that, you are assured about having that continuous stream of revenue income profitability, thereby taking you into the top 10% of the sales speaker, trainer, coaching, mentoring community, which gets 90% of the revenue. Okay, friends, the time is 8:25. I've just got 5 minutes. This is what was my last thing. These are the books which I have written. One book is Pathway to Sales Mastery, 21 Common Mistakes Done by Salespeople. The Sales Master, which highlights 21 qualities required by salesperson. Unleash Your Potential talks about belief. Being customer-centric is some of the strategies which you require to continuously garner. And the last book is about my basketball passion, which I continue to keep on training children. I just finished one training camp day 4 yesterday, summer camp, and which enables me to build that energy, enthusiasm, which is required for any salesperson. Okay, Negotiate to Win is the last book, because I remember Suresh talking about 5 books, and I talked about 4. This is the 7th book actually, and negotiation is again very important. Similarly, objection handling. Okay, so friends, this is our website. Request. This is the feedback. My request to all of you is just if you can click on the scan code and give a feedback as to what are you taking back from today's session, okay? And what do you commit to do for it? And plus, of course, this is the Google ranking. If you can give a 5-star, I'll be obliged. If you really find it useful, that is what it is, okay? So with this, I'll hand it over to Arun, and we can welcome to take any questions, any clarification out of the points which I covered in the last 1 hour. Over to you, Arun.
Thank you, Arunagiri. That's a lovely, insightful sessions with lots of learnings. In the interest of time, we would like to take just a couple of questions. Anyone, if you have any questions, please raise your hand, or you can just unmute and speak up.
Arunagiri, I'll just quickly ask, and if you can answer very quickly.
Why not?
There's always this question about pricing, especially for speakers who are just getting into the trade. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, very good. It's a very important point as you raised up. See, first and foremost thing is never disclose the price or never talk about price when the customer in the first meeting. Talk about value. Remember, there's always, it's like a taraju. It's about a pan. Okay. when he talks about price, talk about value that you bring to the table. Okay. Keep on talking about value. Because price is something, which is negotiable, which is absolutely very transitional. And remember, price is forgotten, quality is not. And we are here for transformation. We are here to add value to people. Okay. So never sell on price, and never be, talking about price first. Price should be the last thing. Last thing. Okay. Talk to him about what value do you bring? What is it that you are going to make the participants feel? Like in our case, Suresh, I tell them this, that before your person walks out of my training room, you will recover the cost of my training fees. If I am not able to fulfill my promise, I will not take the money. And today we are among the highest paid sales trainers. Never it has happened because we have given them 100x sales, Suresh. And the people have never, ever bargained or never ever cribbed about pricing. So don't sell on price, sell on value, and keep the price as the last factor. Okay. And if you are confident about that particular customer, you can also tell them, boss, this is my price. Let me deliver the session. If you really find the value, then pay the money. Suresh, have I answered your question?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. One more question from Neelam. How can I start my journey as a speaker?
Yeah, good. See, as a speaker, as a professional speaker or any speaker, what is that, Neelam? Can you just clarify on that, Neelam? Are you already a professional speaker, or are you just getting into it? At what stage are you? Because there are speakers who just want to have that confidence, confidence that they'll be able to deliver. So there is different answer for them. But if you're already a well-versed and a person who's confident in that, then the answer is different. So Neelam, would you like to share that information?
She says professional speaker.
Yeah, she says professional speaker.
Yeah. Okay. Neelam, see, what subject do you speak on?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Actually, I speak on well-being, self-development to be the best version of oneself. Because I'm already a certified life coach, an NLP coach, and financial well-being coach. So I have done, you can say, vast study on this, and I have a lot of mentors. See, speaking, if you say so, I have been speaking for my organization, conducting workshops, seminars, everything. But that was official because I was in the government organization, right? Now I wish to go professionally on these subjects, on enhancing the quality of life, on financial well-being, and whatever I've learned, I want to share with the people, maybe, and speak on different subjects that way. This.
You have already been speaking on this subject in your older organization, right?
Yes, on the subject of the organization. It was a government organization. I was working for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. So I have been speaking on empowerment issues such as women empowerment, skill development and all such things. But right now, I'm a life coach and I've done financial well-being. That too, I have learned financial planning. So that's why my book also has been published. So I want to go professionally on these subjects.
Excellent. Very good. So who's your target customer? Whom are you targeting?
See, I basically want to go into the organizations, preferably if I can go to, I don't want to target the government as such because I know how it works. I want to go into, say, public sectors, to companies, and of course, to larger audience where like you people go and you're invited to call on speak on a particular subject.
Excellent. Neelam, first and foremost, you have already worked in a government organization in a very high position where you have talked about empowerment of women and other things, right? So you already are well known in that circle. Okay. And plus, in that, in during that journey of being a speaker or a trainer there, you already have a credential, because I can see from your articulation that you have that power. First and foremost thing is leverage all your contacts, all your networks. Okay. So don't shy away from your old contacts. Remember, your old contacts are the pathway for your future business contracts.
Okay.
Say, Neelam, one thing which I always teach in sales is ask.
Ask.
Never shy away from asking. If you don't ask, you don't get. So you, in fact, this should never come into your mind. How can I become a speaker? You're already a speaker. You're already a professional speaker. You have done a great job. So keeping an inventory of the people whom you know, ask them. Tell them I can come and speak, and you can speak with an authority. And I promise you, you ask 10 of your old contacts, 3 of them will give you. This is my challenge to you. Ask. Okay. Don't have any of the so-called ego. मैं कैसा पूछूंगा? अरे पूछेंगे तो ही मिलता है. Even only a crying baby gets a milk. So जो पूछेगा उसको मिलेगा.
Yes.
Am I right? Making sense, Neelam?
Right.
And don't do it pro bono. Okay, initially you can go. If the organization is very big and a very huge potential, you can give an introductory talk. But subsequently, keep your fee structure ready and pass it on to them. People don't mind giving you money. Remember, anything free is not appreciated. When you charge money, people value what you give. Make sense, Neelam?
Right. Normally, but how much, what should be the time span I should start with? Normally, like time in the sense, 1 hour, half an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah. Neelam,
what is an ideal time?
Neelam, ultimately it depends upon, keynote addresses are anywhere between 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Okay. 1 hour. When you've got to cover training, it can be an half a day training or a full day training. Now, it all depends upon what content you have got. See, ultimately, Neelam, business or sales is nothing but identifying the pain point which is there in the environment, and you are how serious it is. So you point out towards it, accentuate it, and then provide a solution. This is what I bring to the table. In fact, today India has become the biggest mental challenge environment. People are not mentally unfit. So your well-being has got a huge scope in many of the companies. So you can talk about how to make people happy.
Yes.
The big subject, I tell you. My next
big
book
subject.
is on
I know well-being is it has a huge large scope because of the stress people are going through.
Yeah, absolutely. And
different stress going through.
And a happy employee is a more productive employee. Less attrition, less absenteeism. So you have a scope. Only thing is how you position it and how you are able to send across the message to your prospective clients is there. Let me tell you one thing. For every subject that we all are talking about, there is a market. So you have to only find out how you are able to tweak it and articulate it in a manner which interests them. Neelam.
Okay, it's like a package. I give them that delivers what they require.
Absolutely. And have the confidence in yourself, Neelam. Say, I am a professional speaker already. I add value to people. Okay.
Right.
So that confidence is what is going to go across to your clients.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Neelam.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Arunagiri, for answering that question. I think, folks, we have crossed the time already. In the interest of time, we can probably conclude the session and request you to get connected with Arunagiri in the WhatsApp. Probably he may assist further. Request you all to again give your feedback. Use the scanner code and give your feedback. That is the only credits that we can give to the speaker. And thanks to Arunagiri once again for all the valuable insights and the time you have shared with us today. Kudos to your efforts and thank you for your sharing all the observations.
Yeah. There's one question by Preeti. You want me to touch upon it?
Yeah, probably we can conclude this. After that, we can stay and take it up.
Something Preeti has mentioned there. How much importance honesty and integrity while on sales call? What value does it carry? I feel I'm too honest, and sometimes it has gone in the wrong way for me. Though while 11 years in sales in Dubai, that was my strength. Now I feel the scenario is different. Your thoughts, please.
Pinky has asked the question. Pinky Barus.
Pinky Barus. You want me to take it up, Suresh and Arun?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Please go ahead.
See, Pinky, thanks for asking that very, very relevant question. If you ask me as your colleague, don't ever give up your honesty and integrity. Okay, honesty and without integrity, nothing works, and with integrity, everything works. Okay, I for one strongly believe that as trainers and as speakers, we are those symbols of integrity and this thing, because without integrity your message will not go across. Okay, so ensure that you always maintain that integrity and honesty, and remember that growth pyramid thinking, just mastery, niche, leverage, team, system, synergize, and growth with love and with cash flow. Check out that particular pyramid model. It has not failed. And don't lose heart. No? Sometime in sales, normally we always say, okay, don't lose heart. Keep on pedaling. And if you are honest, and if you have got integrity about the message you want to send across to the world, and you keep on persisting and persevering, the success will be yours. Pinky, this is what is my take on the subject. Don't ever give up your integrity. Don't ever give up your authenticity. Okay, authenticity and integrity is what makes us as trainers and speakers different. And a person who's not an authentic and integrity person is something he will not be able to face a crowd, because we are not in an easy profession. Training and speaking is not easy. We are continuously scissored. We are continuously judged, evaluated. We are continuously, people are continuously looking at finding out what is not good about you. So if you are anyway a little inauthentic, you'll crash.
There's one more question, Arun, from Bhavana.
Yes. Sorry. What is it, Suresh? Can you read out?
Bhavana, you have to unmute.
So hello, sir. My question was, as you answered Miss Neelam, that as a professional speaker, you can, position yourself in the corporate like this. So I am a holistic practitioner in a very nascent stage. So
Okay.
how I can position? So this is my first question. The second question, because I am experimenting my niche. A couple of sessions I have taken where I was talking about longevity, a blue zone principle, if you are aware about the blue zone.
Yeah.
So it is, so I was, I found that people is not interested. So whether I should, and majority of the places, like I even got the comment, I don't want to live long, I don't want to live up to 100 and all those stuff. So in that situation, should I think about, changing my niche or micro niche or something like that? So this is the two questions right now I wanted to answer.
Yeah, good question. Thank you for asking that. Bhavna, basically what I understand from what you are saying is you have tried to put forward your area of competency as a blue zone or something like that. Instead of, talking about from your inside out, talk about focus on the market. What is that market needs? What is the pain point there? The same thing which you are talking about longevity, you're talking about health. Can you articulate the pain point there in the market, which is already there, available there, from that perspective, and then fine-tune your competency towards that?
Okay.
You have heard about this Ikigai concept, Ikigai?
Yes. So it's one of the principle, like what I
Right.
advocate. Yes.
Right. Ikigai concept mein, you know the circles, what are they?
Have a community living, purpose-driven life.
No, Ikigai is about, what is it that you are good at? What do you like to do? What is there in the market where people are willing to pay and where there is a pain there? And how you can make a money out of it. Okay. So just look at that Ikigai, which you already know about. And from that, you package what your competency in a manner in which the market understands the communication you have. And automatically people will come to you because today well-being is a big thing, Bhavna. Big thing.
Yes,
Big
yes,
thing.
yes.
Everybody is worried about well-being. And there are people who have got lots of money, but they don't have well-being and they are searching for solution for that. That's where I'm sure you can package and position your business to rake in good revenue, income, and profitability. Am I making sense, Bhavna?
Yes, exactly, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
God bless. God bless.
One more question from Kalpana. We can close this.
Yes.
Having a last question. Yeah, go ahead, Kalpana.
Thank you, Arun, for allowing me.
Yes.
Good evening, and thank you so much for such a enlightening and awakening session. So my question is somewhat aligned to what the last question was asked by Neelam, and just now the question you have answered is, I'm a chartered accountant by profession, and the ikigai that we were just discussing, I have also realized around Corona time that more than crunching numbers, connecting with the people is something excites me more. However, and I'm someone who has worked on my public speaking and communication skill. Earlier, I was very introvert and a person who was not positive about my own self. And this is the area I enjoy the most when I take session. I'm a visiting faculty with Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I
Awesome.
take session for CA student as well as professionals. However, when it comes to establishing myself, doing the branding on the social media, some point in time, this thought goes into my mind that the niche area or the area which I enjoy a lot talking about, or the area that I term it in a way that this is the good way to start. I feel like there is a lot of competition. I must say, healthy competition. And in that scenario, sometimes I get the feeling that do I have something unique to bring on the table to stand out for talking about that pain point. So when we goes in from that phase, what we should do, not focusing on that realization, not so good realization, and focusing on what I actually want to do. So what is your take on that?
Kalpana, which is the area which you are thinking of specializing in, or which is your niche area which you have come out with?
Soft skill, and in that too, public speaking and communication.
Okay, public speaking and communication.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So your question or your challenge is, your concern is, how do you position yourself as a differentiator, as a public speaking and a communication coach, right?
Yes. Yes. How to stand out, because so you can say a fear of competition, because there are many coaches, there are people who are doing it. So how to stand out?
So I want to ask you, what is your USP?
What is my
Unique selling position?
unique selling position in my situation is I've already been through that situation where I was a person who was afraid to even raise a hand, even in a setup of 4 to 5 people. From there, here I am, where I am helping people to work on their fear of public speaking.
Absolutely. Good. That itself is a lovely story. No, you have to tell your own story as to how that makes you different. And at the same time, Kalpana, don't worry about competition. Okay. Competition is going to be there. But why do we get into that? There is abundance in the world. World is full of, India is 1.4 billion people. And how many of them do you feel have the challenge of confidence? How many of, less than 1% of people know public speaking, or they're really good in public speaking? There is 99% of the people who are still need to be tutored, trained, coached by people like you and me.
Yes.
So first and foremost thing is, if you ask me as your friend, as your colleague, shift yourself from that scarcity to abundance mindset. Because if you remember in this 1 hour talk, I said, who is the first person whom you have to sell to?
Yes.
Batao, kaun hai?
Hum khud. We ourselves. Yes. Yes.
So yes, so remove that doubt from your mind. Boss, I am good. I'm the best. I'm unique. I'm able. I'm capable. I'm powerful and a force to reckon with. Nobody. So you're a Kohinoor. But I always see this as one of my distinction. You have heard about Kohinoor?
Yes.
What is Kohinoor? Kohinoor diamond?
It is a diamond.
Yeah. So why is it so coveted? Why is it so famous?
Because it has taken time to bring that shine.
That is about all diamond. But what is it that Kohinoor makes it so precious and so coveted and so world famous? What is it about Kohinoor? How many Kohinoors are there? How many Kohinoors are there?
Very, very few. So
Only one.
Only one.
Only one.
Now I want to ask you, out of this 8 billion people, who else is like Kalpana?
only me.
So that makes you what?
Yes. Yes.
You are unique. You are a Kohinoor. Why are we treating ourselves like Koila? Don't do that. So Kalpana says, I am a Kohinoor. I am unique. As the
Yes.
public speaking coach, I bring to the table something which nobody else can, because I am unique. I come with my own experience. If you can get that, Kalpana, I promise you, the world is full of abundance. There are crores and crores, millions and millions of people who require what you have. Make sense, Kalpana?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Thank you, Arvind. That's really motivating and inspiring as well. So we have extended by 20 minutes and really sorry for that, but it's all about interest of adding more value and picking up each and every one of your questions. Let's give big round of applause to Dr. Arunagiri for his time and loads of insights he has shared with us today. Thank you all for joining us in the session today. Let's meet in some other learning hours. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arunagiri.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure is mine. Who's it? Suresha?
Yeah.
Pleasure. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And it's lovely to connect with all our colleagues. You're
Absolutely.
all journey. And I again repeat, this world requires more teachers, trainers, speakers, and coaches. Let's all keep on being in that growth pyramid, keep on pursuing mastery and excellence, and make this world a better place. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Bye.